How you doing? My name is Thunder, and welcome to another episode of the Need for Speed Most Wanted car build. And in this episode, we are going to be tackling, finally, the last of the starter cars that have held off for a very long time for some very odd reason. I'm not quite sure why. It is the Volkswagen Golf GTI with this pink and black scheme, which actually turned out a little better than I was expecting. I wanted to just paint a car pink to just kind of surprise everyone, I guess, maybe, but this actually turned out a little better than I expected. Now, of course, as we know, the best starter car has been far and away the Fiat Punto, with the Lexus IS300 and Chevrolet Cobalt kind of lagging quite a bit behind the Punto. Although, to be fair, the Punto did a ridiculously quick time, so to say the least, I wasn't quite expecting it. But can the Golf at least be the second best? Or could it even be better than the Punto, which would be quite shocking, but who knows? Now, of course, there's only one way for me to find that out for this series, and that's taking it to the Petersburg test track, where I've got 6 laps to try to take the Golf around this track to get as fast of a lap time as possible. The current leaderboard car is the current leading car, mind you, is the Porsche Carrera GT with a 57.45 second lap time. Second place belonging to the Lotus Elise with a 57.66, and in third place the Ford GT with a 58.25. I wanted to specifically mention that top 3 because, of course, it's the first time I would have been going through that top 3 and not mentioning the BMW M3 GTR. It took 28 parts, but the Beamer has now finally fallen out of the podium. It's quite interesting to see that, but you know, perhaps if I were. I could have potentially have also just done the cars in order too, maybe, but to be fair, I really wanted to switch it up and just make it a little more interesting, because if I were doing it in order, I'm not gonna lie, that would probably make it seem quite a bit more boring. So I switched it around to just give it a bit more of a surprise, and oh, that's nice, and all that kind of stuff. The Golf seems to be a pretty competitive car. This is very surprising. The handling on this is very, very good, and it's got quite a decent bit of acceleration to it. I'm very much surprised by this car. It's doing better than I was expecting that it would. I mean, sure, it's not quite on the levels, of course, as the Ford GT that we were using in the last part. Oh, God. But under the right hands and me not screwing up like that, we could potentially see a car that could maybe, just maybe, get around a 59-second lap time, maybe sub 59 if we're lucky enough. I would just have to pull off all the stops though, for sure. But you know, this looks like a car that could have the potential of doing so, and that's a great thing. I didn't expect the Golf to be this good, but hey, I'm not complaining. For any of you who are wondering, though, if you may have been playing this game before and think, how come I can't afford that Golf? Why would they make it a starting car if I can't even buy it? Well, of course, the thing is, you actually can buy it from the start, but you need to have a Need for Speed Underground 2 save to do so. I'm sure most of you already know about that, but for those few of you who may, for some reason, have not, that is how you do it. If your PS2, your Xbox, your GameCube, or your PC has a save from Need for Speed Underground 2, I think in the case of the PC, as long as it detects that you've installed it, I think, then you get $10,000 bonus cash to buy yourself the Golf. Not quite sure if that would work with how that works with the Xbox 360 version. I don't think it would, but the Xbox 360, because the Xbox 360 version does not have Underground 2, although I do believe it is a backwards compatible game for the one of the Xbox games that is backwards compatible with the 360, so it might, maybe if it detects that, it might work. Also, okay, that was quite interesting. For some reason, the old split time thing meant I didn't see that lap time, so I have no idea what lap I just did there, which isn't particularly a very good thing. So I'm gonna have to look back and see exactly what I did on lap 3. Never had that quite happen, but that is a little bit annoying because I was kind of hoping it would tell me like it always did, but nope. Apparently, because of the way he screwed up and the time and all that kind of stuff, he ruined it for us. Of course, why would he? Robert always seems to manage to screw it all up. Damn you, Robert. Although, to be fair, various AI cars have been doing it constantly. I don't even understand why. It's just something that tends to happen. I suppose it's likely because I've been putting the difficulty on easy, so we don't really have to worry about it. But in some cases like that, it could be a worry of running into them because of how bad they're doing. Okay, 59.3. I want to say the lap I did beforehand may have been the best lap I've done so far, but of course, because I couldn't see it, I have no actual way of telling, so... at least I can hope it was the best one I've done. Because a lot of me feels that if I just shake off a little more time, this thing will definitely be hitting that sub 59 second zone. I just have to really nail the track and nail the time to get it. But it just gives me that feeling that it could potentially be the car to do it. And I really hope it is the car to do it. But who knows? Oh God. Somehow managed to keep it off that, although that kind of hurt my time a bit, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to give it my all for this last lap. Pretty good round there, 59.45. Okay, come on, let's make this last lap count. Let's do this shit. I know I'm technically stealing Critical's line, but hey.
If you know, I can kind of actually do Critical's voice quite well. I mean, I kind of can do it a little better than this. But, you know, it's really easy for me to say things like, "What's up, everybody, it's Critical," and I can kind of do the voice like that. But, you know.
You tell me what you think of my Critical impression, if it's good or if it's bad, or all that kind of stuff. Most of my friends think I do pretty good at it, so, you know, I may have a tendency to believe them in a way. Excuse me. And okay. I felt I may have gotten a little too close there, but managed to keep it off. So that was very quick around that area. So I need to change my Discord settings so you don't keep hearing that in future parts. Again, though, with another sub 6 minute time around this track. And wow, look at that, a 58.48 on the final lap. And I did a 58.6 on lap 3, but man, 58.48. That puts it dangerously close to Fiat Punto, is only 7/10 behind it. It beats out even cars like the Corvette C6R and the 911 Carrera S and all that. But man, that was so close. I'd say the Punto is still the better choice of the two, but if you really push the Golf, it can really compete with that. That was really surprising. The Golf, I'm gonna honestly say it probably replaces the Mustang for being the biggest surprise out of all the cars I've tested up to this point. But will we have any more surprises with the 5 cars that's remaining? Who knows? Actually, is this even the 5 cars remaining? This may be 4, actually. Okay, whatever. Stay tuned for the next part. Leave any comments down below if you have any. And of course, as always, thank you for watching, and take care.